so the court's decision, if we start at the end, the court is denying the request for mistrial, and everyone can file motions at the appropriate time, and the court will address everything after the motions are filed appropriately and then responded appropriately. Does anyone have any questions about anything?
No, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Good luck to everyone. Thank you, everyone.
For Anas Aremeyaw Anas, a defamation case be against Honorable Agyapong. And once I'm saying, Lozere Mabuano Amede Bro, Aha Air Rators podcast, na hot on the case, na Wushi. Make sure say, over subscribe, na with your comments, na so I share, and will be in your biash. You try one. Anas, journalist be attend bia wakata nanim oye obi a ode ne ho sie kakra a chese Ghana ni wiase afa na nyina ne din ahyeta ba bia na Honorable Agyapong so no former MP ma asen ya na ekoba se emri bi etwemu no Anas investigation bi efa Ghana football mu di insensem ba GF enim a yewura kosinya ntachi ho ba nsem bibre last omugu no na enum no enamua na ye kan sen nipa ba ko bia na oka Anas so aboa no mo nyina investigation ni ade ne bucha say bia ne boy ba ko Ahmed Swale ofe mu hwere ne nkwa ehun sem be ye bibre na since 2020 Honorable Agyapong discredited Anas. Enya honorable nkwa nkofo bibre, but honorable na very loud in some way mu said ni studio and ni TV station na 2 TV otna ho he can some bibre so in some ni na ne wom and say the Anas share ya eni not onei okusiu no ho. Okay, so e bi ne saying na honorable say ono actual video of the number 12 na Anas no sa documentary no the bar out expose GF mpenifo binom ni ade no ato ne din number 12 inti na honorable enso koye ne de chese the bar out say eno yi bi free na ye pe videos a ewo mu ankasa na chese ne de ne ye who watches the watchman chese or no live on a tour amanfo obi enya bi ehwe inti down the lane no honorable wabo Anas chibebre chese o say sebe Ahmed Swale ni wo kra no kamia say Anas enim ho bi na eno na edimu kese pa afin so Chinese phobia waka omon sem say Anas sebi omuwo Anas enim ho bi and all that. So in some dey edos pa na nei na abetodwa say Anas we call any case against Honorable New Jersey defamation case say Anas din ye share Anas ne credibility okita and all that on na ho emma yen say ni din sa inti Anas the council ba ko chese o kind group of lawyers no na chese ye friend no Evans Adeka na ono no ne Kevin Taylor na se Kevin Taylor ne no etwetwe nkomo e na o kyerem say Anas etia ne na so we ho video bi a etwegu na video no chese ye say ni din wo mti opese o taking it on na eno enam so mo ye o hwehwemu ehun say ye betimi bibi afa ho na de o betimi ayi afa ho ne say video nim no na era Ken na o kasa se otinifi wo New Jersey nti otinifi wo New Jersey na de na chese ye betimi issue no New Jersey ama na ye.
My client informed me of a video that was circulating on social media. I just say, yeah, papa no, and someone just like what kind of about my client. So, like, you know, as the intellectuals that we are, we started opening the books and try to see where we can lay a claim. It's interesting enough for me after reviewing the video. I you know, in our training, there's something that we are taught. So, in your case, a case, no, it has to pass the test, and the case has to stand on all fours, which means that you do an analysis of whether there's jurisdiction in place, whether you have all the elements of each claim that you want to bring, you know. So we went through all of that, and my conclusion was yes, on the basis of video now, my client is send them, you know. You tweet back court New Jersey, as I say, yeah, papa no video no so yeah, papa na and the moon some say or Kasefini Fie or New Jersey. So we thought, there was solid grounds for us to be in the court in New Jersey. So I advised my clients accordingly.
Almost started case no May 2022 and almost started case no na year and 2025 and a home verdict aba as it stands. That is also close to 3 years. Aka abosome bear me and some people not say 3 years ni.
Year bena case nanka start here.
We sued in 2022.
Okay. Yes.
We filed suit sometime, I think.
The complaint.
Yeah, sometime, I think, in the summer of 2022.
May 17th, 2022.
Yes. And by law, no, there was a period by which Papa no Anka was or responded with what is known as an answer. But so Papa no one filed a response, and my case no call into default. Now, after a period of default, you can actually go for judgment. Now, a case near Fale, we filed on 3 counts. But I couldn't say a chrome or a chrome 4. The second one was or you would in terms of Onuna or behind the medal of Yenuya Ahmed Swale.
Yeah.
Now, the third one, so say Yenuya no a serial killer in terms of Chinese will be Brebi Ghana. And then the fourth one is or a criminal, the blanket word criminal. And then the fifth one by implication, or say, behind Woody Sembiana, that means say, Abiana, no, a trigger man, and also, no, will be second, and I say, perform the physical act that led to the foreseeable events, which is Obi. So we also included a count that he is that he claims that my client, a co-conspirator in multiple serial killings. So that was basically the gravamen of our complaint. And when it went on undefended after the response time now, we began to make preparations to move for judgment.
But so Casey, you can't do Ghana did that. Emma Honorable every year. Into honorable lawyers eco no. Omo kita omo verdict a free Ghana e de ko honum afei so no evidence or no de betray be number who watches the watchman here na make kan wasem video omo koy na so according to lawyer no judge no share no omo boy no guye because en hodi water bia.
So he had counsel and counsel came and also did his thing omo reopen default no. They argued that they had a solid defense and I think right around then no. And I almost got judgments from Ghana. No, really see it. And I don't know much now. So say almost defense to a case I follow New Jersey.
We knew Ghana. So our case no.
Exactly.
It's only a no by almost case. Okay.
So as defense against, but the interesting thing is that defamation sits here no. Say kind of my phone there the work for court. Baby for now it's a separate case.
Yeah.
It's not to mean what you mean Ghana and be defending way, you still have to prove the truth of it.
Time I caught to say, sa counting na mode bono no say on it and us back and forth, right? The only claim or make it. Or say banter, I just say we can't wait internet and share or no, they're not all can you say obi to be more almost tomorrow.
But all you do court with that was not.
And yes, I know what kind. Ura court no G2.
Yeah, be or maintaining the position say no can or down standing by no kind.
Okay.
Basically remember just or practice no creno D and on your body be.
Okay.
So to support that, no, or the move your child in it to who watches a watchman. But they are also by as on only defense, and so the jury had the opportunity to evaluate that and factored that in the analysis. And obviously, it was not the weight that they wanted the jury to accord with. So jury never bugui.
Does it mean say as no Ghana mran as no US mra and so no mran de na ni pe baby na emom difference kakra wo me say Ghana no judge ba ko penalty na ho judge asem adwen de obedwen ho na of passing the judgment but eba no US ho na na say you just ho na omokoye ne dia judge no enye ono nkwa na emom jury na jury no na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo kɔ mmɔnten so ɛkɔpɛ citizens taxpayers citizens a ɔmo nso ebetumi abɛkyerɛ ɔmo adwene wɔ asɛm no a kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo no obi anim Ken honorable ɛna obi nso nim Anas ti ɔmo baeɛ no jury no according to lawyer no it take ɔmo 20 minutes per to decide na ɔmo tena ase Anas ɔmo dwene ho for 20 minutes no ɔmo sɛ no sɛbi yɛ papa Ken ɛde ɔde Anas afe mu no ɛnyɛ nti jury no baako koraa ankɔ amma Ira Ken.
In this time, no, in this jurisdiction, no, the law is the same essentially because Ghana no, Yemra no, but you sound so Emra, ye free other countries. There are certain times that even though any of presidential value, I just said, dead into me, Jinaso, India, but obi to me the two who na senior. Especially in cases maybe you decided that type of a case. The difference between what happened with Ghana and see Johannes said, I know trial by jury. It's and judge or judge back when I say judge me, no one I say judge me and send a BDS seminar. But normal people on the streets of New Jersey, tax-paying citizens, and a two and from about 20 minutes later, the jury came back with a verdict and there were a multiplicity of very quick. And there was a multiplicity of questions that were posed to the jury. That's the way how they arrived at the decision. It's and also unanimous. People who were picked off the streets of not picked off the streets of New Jersey, but they're to from based on address, voter registration data. And to but within 20 minutes, they saw through everything and said no. So they came back and there was not even one juror that sided with Yapapana Samuokam.
Anas a lawyer for airpay $30 million. $30 million. Amount for be break. You can say 18, maybe a 30. Now, moment started with 30. And reasonable, year 18. Now 18 no, and Ira Ken, Omukushi negotiating no, Nira Ken, Ekaso Vitia 10,000, and I know the Umso Munsum. Inti, and no crown and namso, Emma, as no ecopi or courtroom.
Before they will go to trial, no, there's mandatory settlement conference. I better say, maybe by this time, no, we'll be say, I'll grow no. Or they'll commit to the right census and decide, say, this shouldn't go on because, yes, I prepared a settlement memorandum that sought to settle this case for $18 million, just like the jury came back. As you know, these days, we have all kind of tools that we can use to predict certain things.
Before you go ahead, this is where the contention is, and people saying 80 million, others saying a year 30 million, Now, when you read...
Well, we'll come to that. Let me clarify. Let me just clarify.
Yeah.
Okay. Complaints there, the coin. Yeah, claim for $30 million. $30 million.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. And what I'm saying is that at before the mandatory settlement conference, before the jury is empaneled, even though my client had firmly informed me he had no intention of settling this case because he believes that he ought to go to a jury of his peers to clear his name. But maybe let's just prepare our settlement memorandum, be thorough and be reasonable.
Yeah.
And even though he protested, I prepared a settlement memorandum that sought to settle this case for $18 million US. Okay. Now you do settlement conference, papa about court. Now the lawyers just say what he was willing to settle this matter for, and they said $10,000.
So as it stands there, 18 million and that era, a slappy era Kennedy Japan. Now atem no enwie
Yana pay a coin no nema ba kuminu siya. We ended up leaving that alone. A pursuit of ×5 because almost file motions be I just say or say to a boss na in terms of that and sana say one way or another I go back I could pursue that ×5 and I say depending on what happens be I bit me German cafe. At this time, almost almost my court no who say almost be busa into so.
Okay. So at this point, Oma Makote who say ombeba 80 million or omo pentiswo. 80 how many
But
days?
utie the lawyer na ka na say rent so na no kra no mo rent so na they the team of Anas no so opportunity so mo so no times amount bi a yera can so we say $10,000 no and I said the opportunity say times no times 5 that is a yera can etua according to Anas no enye sika ne hia no na mom ne di mpa na yera say no na sebi unu say ejuma yi aho na odidi nti se koba ne se yesa wudin a ejuma no kra bi mma.
I have a personal experience of understanding. Say, they say, it's one of the worst things that can happen to someone.
Yeah.
And he absolutely took the position. Say he wanted a trial. He's not interested in any settlement. He's not here for the money. He's here to clear his good name that he has built over time. And in his profession, at this time, and also started to be one. Saying, "Obia say anything."
It is some no enyensi ombesan akokot bium ewom sesese no as it stands there Anas Aremeyaw Anas every case no but enwie they will come back and bargain and all that the ebe kosu bia no hot on the case the be bro e wa ha sei make sure say obe subscribe so unsubscribe ya na afi wa comment na wa share so ama obi enye bi ahwe the be si bia na be san de abramo ya kra mo